So we're continuing with this theme of it's not what you buy, but it's when you buy it. And also we do note that it is what you buy as well. But when you buy a quality stock, when you buy a quality company, can really make all the difference in your portfolio. Now, what we're seeing in the market with CNN's Fear and Greed Index is we're seeing a score of 42, which is just on the edge of fear, almost into neutral. We were down pretty low just about a month ago in the Fear and Greed Index. But the question is, if we're starting to see weakness in the economy, if we're starting to see weakness in the stock market, do we want to be positioned exclusively into something like tech, something like Meta, Amazon, or do we want to maybe find some safety plays? So in this video, what I'm going to show you is how to identify beaten down sectors, beaten down industries, and within those industries, how to identify quality companies that are also going to give you a good bargain. So all I ask for you in this video is to like and subscribe. If you get any value out of this video, like, subscribe, tell a friend, share what you find on this video. I would really appreciate it. We're trying to grow things out, spread the good word on how to invest wisely. So here I am on stockanalysis.com. In the left-hand side here, we can click on stocks. We can go down to by industry, and then by industry, we can click on sectors. We can actually see all the sectors in the stock market. We have materials, communication services, healthcare, etc. Now, what I've done here is I've arranged it by the one-year change from best on top, worst on the bottom. And I can see here that real estate is the worst performing sector. Actually, they don't report what they have. Energy is the second worst at 5.37%, consumer staples at 6.23. Now, if we are going to enter a recession, that's typically very bearish for energy, especially oil stocks and gas stocks. So we're going to skip that for now. And we're going to look at the consumer staples sector. So it is a one-year change of 6.23%. The market overall is up around 18 to 20%. So these consumer staples is underperforming the stock market. That's not to say that we should expect it to ever gain something like 15, 20, 25%, but the consumer staples area of the stock market might have some bargains. So I'm going to click on it. And here we can see all of the companies in the consumer staple sector. We have Walmart, Costco, Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, etc. But what I'm going to do is something a little bit different. I'm going to click on by industry. Okay, I'm not going to click on sectors. I'm just going to look on overview, and I'm going to scroll down to consumer staples, which we can see right here. Now, we can also sort by the worst and best performing industries within the sector of consumer staples. So beverages, wineries, and distilleries is the worst performing industry. It's down about 30%. But we're going to skip that and we're going to look at packaged foods, down 19% this past year. So if we click on packaged foods, we can see all the companies. We could sort it by market cap, percent change, volume. We're going to sort by market cap, and we're going to make note of some of the biggest companies in the packaged food industry, and we're going to analyze some of those in this video. Now you might ask yourself, why are we picking the consumer staples in the packaged food industry? And the reason is you can see the dividend yield and their safety score are pretty decent. As a matter of fact, Pilgrim's Pride offers 19%. Now remember, high dividend yields are not always good indicators of solid businesses. As a matter of fact, it could actually signal that a business is kind of failing or facing some rough times ahead. We'll talk about that in a future video. But for now, we can see that based on our scoring system that we use here on Inner Flame Finance, which again ranges between -10, the worst companies, to +10, the best companies, we can see that 5 of these companies satisfy our criteria of only looking at quality companies that are currently scoring very well. These are 5 companies that have their fundamentals down. We have McCormick, we have Campbell Soup, ConAgra, we have Pilgrim's Pride, and we have General Mills. Okay, General Mills doing the best, score of 8.8 out of 10. That is phenomenal. McCormick is coming in at 5.6, so we'll also take a look at that. And we can see why these companies are scoring so well. They all have pretty healthy dividends. Again, Pilgrim's Pride is pretty high up there, so that we're going to put a little pin in that, maybe come back to that later. But when it comes to their PE ratios, we're seeing PE ratios in the teens, maybe even single digits. We do see Hormel is here at about 28. It's probably why it's not scoring too high. We can also see the 5-year PE, the forward PE, right? And the best ones that come in are General Mills and Pilgrim's Pride. They're coming in at 8.95 and 10.12 respectively. So what we do see, unfortunately, is that Pilgrim's Pride 5-year forward PE is higher than its current PE. We can see that it's about the same for General Mills. Um, Hormel is coming down. McCormick is coming down, right? That's going from 23 down to 16.76. Campbell's is going down. ConAgra is going up. So kind of a mixed bag there. Their payout ratios, Hormel is a little iffy. They're at a payout ratio of 133%. Basically, what that means is that they're taking on debt in order to pay off their dividend yield. Yes, they are paying dividends and growing their dividends for 59 years, but they are taking out debt to do so. So that gives us some pause as well. McCormick, kind of okay. They're at 60.49. It's some of the lowest of these 6 companies. They've been a dividend grower for the past 38 years with a healthy dividend of 7.02%. The question is, can McCormick keep up those dividends? So we can analyze these numbers. We have scored them according to our scoring system on this channel. And now what we'd like to do is take the 5 best, the ones that have scores of 5 and above, and we're going to look at their intrinsic values to see are any of them bargains at this time. Now, before we look at intrinsic values, I do want to look at their past performance. Past performance is not an indication of future returns, but it might be a good idea to see what these companies have done in the past month or so. So in the past month, the winner is Hormel, up 6.84%, and the loser is Campbell's. Now, we do have, I believe it was the CEO of Campbell's making some controversial statements about their products and who buys them. So might be a reason why they're beaten down about 9% when everything else in the sector is at least slightly green. If we go to the past 3 months, we can see that it's kind of a close race in the top with McCormick and Hormel only losing about 4%. Campbell's down 13.82%. If we want to see these trends over the past 6 months and over the past year, we can certainly do so. Now, every single one of these companies is down over the past year. The least down is Pilgrim's Pride. The most down is ConAgra. So maybe that gives us an opening into ConAgra in terms of intrinsic value. If we look at the past 10 years, well, we can see the clear winner is Pilgrim's Pride. In the past 10 years, we see Pilgrim's Pride up about 145%. I believe that's sort of in line with the market. Campbell's is down 25%, which means if you invested in Campbell's 10 years ago, you would be down 25% in your portfolio. That, of course, does not include, actually, it does include dividends because we have total return up here. So that does include dividends. Okay, so not the best performers from ConAgra, Hormel, and Campbell's. Not too fantastic from General Mills or McCormick either. Pilgrim's Pride coming in around what the market is returning. Now I have 2 links in the description of this video. They show you how to compute 2 different types of intrinsic value. I show you step by step how to create a spreadsheet just like this in Google Sheets, doing the PE multiples projection model, and also learning a dividend discount model. Since the 5 companies that we are looking at all pay dividends and all pay rather healthy dividends, we're going to use both models and we're going to average them to see what the intrinsic value of these companies might be. So here we have General Mills, for example. We put in, we actually had Google Finance pull their EPS, their current price, and their PE ratio. Now, analysts are expecting in the next 5 years for General Mills to actually shrink by 2% every year for the next 5 years. Not too terribly good. We are being conservative on this channel, and we are saying that we want years 1 through 5 to have that growth rate. But as a matter of fact, we want that scale down to be half. And actually, now that I'm looking at this, we probably don't want that to be half because we're cutting negative 2% in half. So we're actually going to call that 2. We want to double it just to be careful. Terminal rate, actually, we're going to make that a 1. There we go. Terminal rate, 3% discount rate. That's what we would expect to get as a return in general, about 8%, which is what the market returns. And we're going to do that for every single company of these 5 companies. And we're also going to run what's called a dividend discount model. So we have a retired return of 8%. Dividend growth rate for General Mills has been about 1.7% year over year. And their current dividend is $2.44 a share. And that gives us an intrinsic value of about $39, currently trading for $47. So that gives us a negative 18.5% margin of safety. So we're going to run through all those numbers for all the companies, and we're going to compute their intrinsic values and see how they stack up against one another. So finally, if you've gotten any value out of this so far, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends all about it. I would really appreciate that. Now, we're not going to look at any growth scores for any of these companies because these are certainly not growers. We're not here looking for fantastic 15, 20, 25% gains per year on these stocks. Instead, we want a little bit of safety if the tech sector and communication services kind of collapses. If there's a recession on the horizon, we do know from the Fed that the interest rates are probably going to be frozen for the next few months. And so, not the most bullish environment possibly to be in, especially if we are heading into a recession. And so, we want a little bit of safety in our portfolio. So, we have all the safety scores for these 6 companies, and their average would be just those values. And we have the intrinsic value of all 6 companies, which again is um, the PE ratio multiple projection model, and it's the dividend discount model averaged together. And so we see that almost every single company here has a margin of safety. We typically like margins of safety to be above 20%. And so margin of safety here of 16.6% really wouldn't fall into that category, but we're going to keep that in here in case you really wanted to start a well-diversified position in these companies. About 50% for Pilgrim's Pride, 63% for Conagra, Campbell's Soup, 22%. McCormick is going to be valued potentially down 29%. So you're paying a 29% premium for McCormick, and Hormel 22%. So if you had to invest $100 into these companies based on the margins of safety and their relative scores, we would see that we would put 12 into General Mills, we would put 33 into Pilgrim's Pride, 39 into Conagra, 11 into Campbell's. We would not put anything into McCormick because it's not giving us any margin of safety. It's overvalued according to our models. And we would only put $6 into Hormel, mainly because their score is coming in so low. You could make an argument that you don't even want Hormel. And so if we removed it like so, that would give us a little bit more in the other companies that do have higher scores. So that is how one could go through a sector, one could go through some industries, find some beaten down stocks, and try to find hidden gems to invest in. So thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.